Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook, bringing you a NFL Week 1 preview between the Miami Dolphins and the Houston Texans. Now let's look at the Dolphins in this ball game, and I instantly want to start with the quarterback. Young quarterback Ryan Tannehill gets his first start against a very tough defense. So to help this young guy out, you have to involve those two talented tight ends in the game plan early. I'm talking about Anthony Fasano and Charles Clay. I think both guys are very solid in what they do, and against a 3-4 defense, those two tight ends can prove to be deadly. They can own the middle of the field, and that alleviates some of that pressure. Plus, it widens out that 3-4 defense and makes it easier for the quarterback to see where that fourth and fifth guy is coming from. Also, you have to involve Reggie Bush in the passing game. Against an over-aggressive defense, the screen game and getting that football into the hands of somebody like Reggie Bush can help that offense out tremendously. And I look at Tannehill. You can't forget that this guy is very athletic. So have him move the pocket, have him have some designed run plays to take advantage of his athleticism. The worst thing a defense can prepare for is a mobile quarterback, and Tannehill is definitely a mobile quarterback. Take advantage. Now, on the defensive side of the football, I look at guys like Jared Odrick and Cameron Wake. They have to own the tackles of the Houston Texans. They have to live in the backfield. They have to make things uncomfortable for Matt Schaub. If they can do so, they can have a lot of success in stopping what the Texans want to do offensively. And I also look at the linebackers in the passing game. If they can own the middle of the field, because Schaub loves to go to that intermediate passing attack, if they can own the middle of the field versus the passing game, those crossing routes, those over routes against that the Houston Texans love to run, then the linebackers going to have a huge day stopping what the Texans want to do offensively. Now, you look at Houston in this game, you look at the two offensive tackles, Derek Newton and also Dwayne Brown. If they can have a big day as far as keeping those defensive ends at bay, the Texans can move the football up and down the field. Because remember, it's all about them getting the edge in the ground game and also pass protecting back there to keep Schaub clean in the pocket. Now, also look at the fact that their corners can jump routes versus Ryan Tannehill. Tannehill is a guy that loves to stare down his first target, then he throws the football. He also pats the football, and that's a key giveaway for a corner. So they can jump some routes and come away with some interceptions. And I look at hands up at the line of scrimmage. Remember, I just tied the point of staring down targets, and that's what causes batted passes. It's not height. It's where the quarterback is staring down where he's throwing with the football. I think they can have some batted passes at the line of scrimmage. Now, the X factor for Houston has to be special teams play. If you guys seen Trendon Holiday in the preseason, he can do that in the regular season, and it's all about flipping field position. You give this offense of the Texans a sure field to work with, and they can do some damage. An X factor for the Dolphins, I forgot to do that, is Reggie Bush. Get the football in his hands quickly, and you can have some success against the Houston Texans. Now, you look at the position breakdowns in this ball game. I clearly think the Houston Texans have the advantage. Obviously, at quarterback, Schaub is a veteran, although Tannehill does bring some unique skill sets to the table. But they're even at running back. I love the depth of Miami Dolphins with Reggie Bush and also Daniel Thomas. But the Houston Texans have their own duo that's deadly as far as Arian Foster and Ben Tate. Texans clearly have the advantage at the receiver position, tight end position, and offensive line. I think they're a lot better there. Defensive line, you have to give some credit to the Miami Dolphins. Jared Odrick, and also Cameron Wake, the sack master. Linebackers clearly go to the Houston Texans. Defensive backs, easily the Houston Texans, and I have to give the special teams to Houston as well. So they have a lot of advantages in this ball game versus the Miami Dolphins, but you have to say the Dolphins do have the wild card, and that's Tannehill being athletic. Get him outside the pocket. I think that could shrink this ball game and alleviate some of that pressure against him. Huge matchup in week 1. I like the Texans to win this ball game. That defense, again, every year they have gotten better, and I look for these guys to have a phenomenal campaign this season.